Good morning. Can you hear that? I'd like to welcome you to Development Service Department hearing for July 9th, 2025. My name is Duke Fernandez. I'm the hearing officer with Development Services Department. Joining us today is Deputy City Attorney Gene McKinnon to my right, and Ian Hickox representing Development Service Department Project Management Division to my left. Now, Mr. Hickox with a procedural announcement.
Good morning. Hearing officer meetings will transition to our new hearing room at the new Development Services Office at 7650 Mission Valley Road at the end of July. The first scheduled hearing will be held on August 6, 2025 at 9 a.m. in the new Edric Durango hearing room, aka the Edric. Until further notice, hearing officer meetings will be conducted pursuant to the provisions of California Government Code Section 54953A. as amended by Assembly Bill 2249, which allows the public to participate in person as well as a hybrid format. The hearing officer meeting will be participating in person and the meeting will be open for in-person testimony. If you are in person, please make sure you complete a speaker slip if you wish to speak. In-person testimony will be concluded before virtual testimony begins. In lieu of in-person attendance, members of the public may participate and provide comment via telephone, Zoom, using the hearing officer web form or via U.S. mail of written materials to the hearing officer, as noted on the web page. The public may view the hearing officer meeting at the scheduled date and time on the City of San Diego's YouTube website, City of San Diego Public Hearing. Members of the public can offer public comment on non-agenda or an agenda item by joining the webinar by using a desktop computer, laptop, tablet, or smartphone, by accessing the link which is listed online in the preamble language of the agenda on the hearing officer webpage, or by calling 1-669-254-5252 with webinar ID number 161-310-2034. This information is also on the agenda and will appear on the screen during the public comment period for each item. Please note that if you are watching online, there may be a 30-second delay. Please participate via audio on your phone and mute your TV or computer when it is your turn to speak. When the hearing officer introduces the item you would like to comment on, please raise your hand by either tapping the raise your hand button on your computer, tablet, or smartphone, or by dialing *9 on your phone. You will be taken in the order in which you raise your hand. You may only speak once on a particular item. When the hearing officer indicates it is your turn to speak, please click the unmute prompt that will appear on your computer, tablet, or smartphone, or dial *6 on your phone. Please note, those participating virtually may not cede time to others participating in person or virtually. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, this morning I'll consider applications for development permits that the San Diego Municipal Code identifies for resolution by a hearing officer in accordance with Decision Process 3 as referenced in Section 112.0501 of the Land Development Code. Decisions made on projects today may be appealed to the Planning Commission. The appeals must be filed by the close of business within 10 working days from today's date, which means July 23rd, 2025. That appeal must be filed using the proper forms located online at the DSD website. Additionally, environmental determinations may be appealed to the San Diego City Council. The appeal must be filed within 10 working days using the proper forms available from the city clerk's website. All of the approvals will become effective 10 working days from today's date if no appeals are filed. However, no building permits may be obtained until the permits and resolutions are signed, notarized, and returned to DSD for recordation with the county recorder. Prior to today's hearing, I've reviewed all staff reports, environmental documents, draft findings and conditions, and all written correspondence. I've also looked at each site. Just a reminder, please mute your mics until I call you to speak. Okay, let's get going. Okay, public comment. Is there anyone who would like to speak on an issue within the hearing officer's jurisdiction that is not related to one of the projects on today's docket? Okay, seeing none. Are there any requests for continuances or withdrawals? No. Okay, we're good. All right. there will be a consent agenda for projects with no speakers in opposition and no questions from the hearing officer. So, project, item number one, project number 698-915, 2072 Via Casa Alta, coastal development permit 2590139, site development permit 2590140, and multi-habitat planning area boundary line adjustment 259140-1. Does anyone wish to speak in favor or against this item? Okay. Ms. Osborne, is there any reason that this item cannot be placed on the consent agenda?
No, there's no reason it cannot be placed on the consent agenda, except I have a memo I'd like to read into the record.
Please.
A memo was submitted to the hearing officer on July 8th. The Exhibit A for this project has been revised to update the site plan sheet 010 and drainage plan sheet C300 to illustrate a proposed stormwater conveyance. And an additional engineering condition has been added to the permit to ensure compliance with the stormwater regulations. And I will read that condition into the record. Prior to the issuance of a grading permit, the drainage study shall demonstrate that all flows up to the 100-year peak flow are directed to Via Casa Alta via pump and sidewalk under drain satisfactory to the city engineer. Runoff from the development shall be directed away from any steep hillside areas and comply with San Diego Municipal Code 143-0142F. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. I hereby adopt the mitigated negative declaration 698-915, SCH 2025040224, which has been prepared in accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act. And that document reflects the independent judgment of the city of San Diego as lead agency. The information contained in the environmental document has been reviewed and considered prior to making this decision. Furthermore, I hereby adopt the mitigation monitoring and reporting program. I can make the findings necessary to approve project 698-915, coastal development permit 2590139, site development permit 2590140, and multi-habitat planning area boundary line adjustment 259140-1. This is subject to the conditions contained in the staff report. This decision is final unless appealed to the Planning Commission. Thank you. Okay. Item number 2, project number 1123061, the 4004 Ohio Street tentative map waiver. That's tentative map waiver 3317702. Does anyone wish to speak in favor or against this item? Okay, don't see anybody. Mr. Norris, is there any reason this item cannot be placed on the consent agenda? Okay. Pursuant to section 15315 of the California Environmental Quality Act, the project is exempt from environmental review, and I do recognize that exemption. The project is not pending an appeal of the environmental determination. That determination was made on March 18th, 2025. And the opportunity to appeal that determination ended April 2nd, 2025. I can make the findings necessary to approve project 1123061, tentative map waiver 3317702, subject to the conditions contained in the staff report. This decision is final unless appealed to the Planning Commission. And that concludes today's docket and the last hearing at the City Operation Building. Thanks for joining.